Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna share so we can get started.
Okay, thank you, Jody.
You're welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Thanks so much for being here. As you see, I am outside in the freezing cold at a baseball game. I am, managing this job and being a mom and all the other things. They overlap a lot of times. So I am outside where it has decided to be winter in the last hour. So it's really cold. So thank you so much for being here. All right, Jody, you can move on to the next slide.
Okay.
All right, so this is our agenda. I'm not going to have a lot to chat about, but then really what we're going to talk about is our membership as well as product program and overview and what's coming. So we're really excited about all of the changes and updates that you're going to hear from both of those departments. All right, so let me look here. Let me see who I can ask. I'm looking. Shannon, Menifee, can you unmute? I want to make sure. I don't know where you are, but are you okay to unmute and do our promise?
Okay, can you hear me?
We
Mhm.
can hear you great.
Okay. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
Oh, thank you so much, Shannon. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. So, Jody, I'm going to go back. Thank you all for being here so much. We appreciate you taking time to be with us. Let me move on. Let me really quickly I only really have really one update, but two. One, let me start with our Brew With You. So the month of April is our Volunteer Appreciation Month. And of course, I love the opportunity to move throughout the council and to say thank you and to have a brew with you, whether that be coffee, beer at a local brewery, or tea. We're going to have that opportunity in several places. We are finalizing dates for all that. I will tell you the last 2 months of April, the last 2 weeks of April are very hard. I'm going to be in Chicago for our leadership summit. And then we have our senior leadership team retreat. So we have a lot. I'm trying to fit in 7 or 8 of our local Brew With You events in about a 2 week period. So those dates, I'm finalizing them this week. We should announce those next week. You will see them coming, but I look forward to seeing all of you and having an opportunity to thank you in person. Jody, if you want to go back to the volunteer conference, we can certainly start with that.
Yep. Yep. Just a second. There we
Thanks. So we do have our volunteer conference coming up on on April 12th and 13th. So we are not quite at our minimum yet. If you're interested in attending, please sign up. The registration ends on April 1st. So we want you to certainly register in time for us to make sure that we have a minimum to have that event this year. If we don't, we will repeat this agenda for next year and set our date early so that everyone can register in the next year and make sure that we're prepared ahead of time.
Did, did you want to give any other updates about the cookie?
Yes, I want to talk just a bit. So many of you may have seen the emails and different conversations about our cookie litigation that's going on. So where we are right now is that litigation is still out regarding the toxins and the metals in our cookies. What I will tell you is both bakers, but we are with LBB, but that is actually owned by Ferrero, which is the Italian company that makes Ferrero Rocher's, Kinder, a lot of other of our local snacks and chocolate items that we have. What I will tell you is that the metals and all that's been shared there, we have a statement that's been shared with everyone. We've shared it out with all of our councils. It's also, I believe, in our talking points for this week, right, Jody?
Yes.
All right. So you have all of those talking points that litigation is ongoing. We're not able to talk about it other than the fact that we stand by our product and that we stand by our program that really teaches our girls to have entrepreneurship from early on as a daisy all the way through and what this program brings to them. So you will see more of that coming through nationally as we move through this litigation. But please know that as a council, we support all that we're doing. If you have challenges at booths, if anyone says something, if they want to return cookies, please reach out to us. We are happy to help you through that process and make sure that it is not a heavy lift for anyone and that we are handling the brunt of that. Any questions on any of that so far? All right. Well, then I'm going to turn it over to Jody to talk through our membership renewal incentives.
Okay. Before we do that, we'll just go through where we are with membership as of today. So we have a total membership of 5,213. You can see that as of this time last year, we are up in girls, we're up in adults and lifetime members. So yay, very excited about that. So we are growing. And let's keep going. Let's see if I can get it to go. So this is where this is just a comparison of what year end looked like, going back as far as 2019, pre-pandemic, and where we are now currently versus year end last year. So you can kind of see where we're, hopefully edging up and are going to surpass last year. So and keep growing and keep getting back to where we were in 2019. So that's the goal, right? These are our membership goals. So this kind of gives you a breakdown of where we are for new members versus renewed or retained. What we call is retained or new. And so this is kind of our goal. For this year, we're trying to get to 3,714 girls, 1,750 adults, and we've already surpassed our lifetime membership goal. So that is really exciting. We're very happy for all of our dedicated volunteers that come back to us and do all the things that you do every year to make sure Girl Scouts can happen. This is just a breakdown of where we are council-wide by program level. So this is good to know. We are continue to grow in daisies and brownies, and brownies has edged over daisies this year. So council-wide. So we do have about 60 girls that will age out of ambassadors at the end of the year. So it's really important that we keep growing and keep inviting those new daisies to come in, and brownies in the fall. So the membership team have some events going on, and if you would like to help with that, you can get a nice little mug and a little decal. There is a place for you to sign up or look on our calendar to see what's available if you'd like to help out the membership team. We welcome the help. All right, any questions before I move on to the membership renewal and the rewards? There are a few changes coming up, so I want to show those to you so you're ready when it's time to renew. But before I do that, just want to make sure there's not any questions. I don't see anything in the chat. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So GSUSA is continually trying to make the MyGS experience, I call it the MyGS portal, a little bit better. And so one of the updates they made is there's a new indicator has been added to the My Troops view in the MyGS portal. So troop leaders can easily identify when new members have been added to their troop within the last 30 days. So they stay new for 30 days. Troop leaders should contact the parents and caregivers and welcome them to the troop, ensure they know when the next meeting will be. But just know that also once they join the troop, the new members can see the troop leader's contact information and likely will be reaching out to you if they didn't hear from you. So this is just a little screenshot of what it looks like. So that little new icon will show up so they're easily identifiable for all the troop leaders. One of the other thing that has been happening, and I just want to talk about the impact it has. In an effort to help families register quickly, sometimes troop leaders have registered new members to their own personal household. We ask that you please do not do this. The result of that is families not having access to digital cookie. They don't have access to their MyGS profiles to update their contact information or renew their family members. It also results in much added work for the council staff and GSUSA, because families, when they don't have access, tend to create new accounts and new duplicate records and new duplicate memberships. So only a single person can have and hold one active membership. So we have to clean up those basically false memberships or data issues. And so it really does impact the historical membership data. So that's why and the membership data can't be merged. So what happens is membership data gets split over multiple accounts, and sometimes we lose that historical information. So we have to just choose the best one. And sometimes we can lose some information that way. So, which is not ideal. So we really do ask if you've tried to help, which is great. We'd rather, you just refer them to counsel. So if you know of someone that has done this and they're registered to the wrong household, or or they're having issues just logging in, please ask them to reach out to customer care because we can assist them. We need them to do this rather than creating a new account or having all those multiple accounts. So, we want to make sure they can log in and access their information when they need it. This is where they sign in to, access the volunteer toolkit, or they access their GS Learn account, or they access their renewals and memberships and things like that. It's where they register for a free t-shirt or things like that. So that's why it's really important that they have access and it's correctly associated with the right household. Any questions about that? So we don't want duplicate records. All right, I'm going to keep going. Okay, one of the other things that GSUSA has done is they've tried to just make it easier to read and when really recognize when someone is registered for the next year. So the end date, when it says end date, and it says status, that means they have an active troop membership. And the end date will let you know, especially this time of year when it's spring, right? So when someone renews, that end date will change to 9/30/2026. So that's how you'll kind of know that they're already renewed for next year. Sometimes the status will change to pending because the new membership year doesn't start until October 1. So don't get confused by that pending under status next to the membership end date. Any questions about that? Okay. So they also, again, you'll see that they tried to make it really clear when the background checks expire, right? So when you're holding a role, and you can see what's active or is not active, and renew those roles. And I'll talk about renewing the roles here in just a minute. But again, just try to really make it seamless across the board. So another thing that's happening is that GSUSA, what they realize is schools are not being updated as girls age up from elementary to middle, to high school. And so now when a girl is renewed, that school attending pops up so it can be updated. The parent or caregiver is it doesn't require you to make an update, it'll let you move forward, but it is an option to update that. If they don't do it during renewal, they can log back in, and it's really important that they do. So we want to remind parents and caregivers to log in to their accounts to make these updates. So specifically, there are going to be a lot of girls that are going to be renewed by council staff. We will not be making changes to the girls' member profiles regarding their schools or their communication media photo permissions. It's really important that this, for data accuracy, the parents log in and update the information, or the troop leaders can also get that information from the parents and make it for them through their My Troops area. And I'll show you how this kind of impacts. So council will share reminders, but we typically do this after October 1st, after, the new year starts. So we try to send out those communications because those communication opt-ins have to be updated every year. Any questions about that? So lots of changes, lots of tweaks to MyGS to try to make it simpler. The other thing that they did, I think, which is great, looks like there's a question in the chat. So, Okay. Nikki, that was almost. Nikki, can you see the chat? There was a question about money on memberships. I can repost that to you if you want to answer that.
Hang on one second, Jody. I can't see it. Can you share
Okay,
it?
yeah, I'm going to share it with you. So we'll get to that. We'll get to the question in just a second. So mission, uh, the let me just go back to opt-in. So going back to the communication. So on the screen, you'll see that GSUSA is also trying to make it visibly apparent when a girl opts in to photo permissions. And so it will stay grayed out. So either they haven't updated or they haven't opted in. So you assume that they are not allowed unless it's green, right? So updated, opted in is green, grayed out means no, they do not have permission. Nikki, do you want to answer that question before I move on?
Yeah, it says, why are we spending the girls' money on memberships for people who don't have the option to opt out? I don't think I understand the question. Can there be a little clarification?
Sure, that was my question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
So we were told that this automatic renewal that popped up on the previous slide for the
Yep.
girls who sold 36 boxes or more,
Mm-hmm.
that we were told that there's not an opt-out option. And so our concern is that girls who participated and got 36 boxes, because our booths did really well, um, who maybe are moving or maybe just aren't interested in continuing. And we were told there's no opt-out feature for that. And so what we're doing is we're using the girls' hard-earned money to pay for memberships to people who have zero intention of using them.
No, so it's not the girls' hard-earned money. That's something the council is paying for. If they have worked at 36 boxes, that's what they've earned. That's a part of of what they earn at that level. If they earn that, if they are not going to continue, they will have that option to reach out to to Jody and membership once we move through it. We will renew them and we can remove them if they have to before the time comes. But if they've earned it, that's a part of what they earn, just like any other reward.
Okay. I know you said it's council's money, but where does council get its money? From the girls. Unless there's a gigantic stream of funding that I'm not aware of.
No, we have financial assistance that's already available. And so if a girl is not going to continue, as I said, they need to reach out as they would any other normal process, and we would take them out and not renew them. But if they have not reached out to us, we will automatically renew them through, and then we can remove them later if they are not going to continue.
Okay.
Looks like we also have
nothing has changed in the normal. I should say nothing has changed in the normal process. That's how it works anyway. If someone is not going to continue, you would share through your troop, who would share to us, or as a troop leader, they would say they're not going to continue. That's what we're going to move through that same process for us. But they've earned it. It is a reward. It's a part of the reward. Just like if you earned the plush, we don't take the plush away because you earned it. We give it to you, and then we would take it if you say you do not want it. It's the same process.
All right.
And Nikki, it looks like we have a question from Lori. Lori, do you want to unmute?
Yeah, thank you. I saw on the screen about the photo opt-in, opt-out. Question about that. A lot of our parents didn't check anything, but on our field trip permission forms that they signed, they all opted in. So as a troop leader, I don't see where I can go in and check that, but can I now go in and edit that?
You should be able to, and I will, in a minute when I log in, we'll see if that's something, I'll have to look at it just to confirm for you, but I'm pretty sure that you have access to edit their profile.
Okay.
and I
So I
will,
knew that there were some things I could, but I didn't think that
right.
was one that I could manipulate. But I was just curious because I have the
But
paper forms where they all said yes.
and if for whatever reason you can't, you can send that to us and we can do that back office. So we would really like it to be visible for all of you. So we want to help.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that you can, but I'll double check.
And if for some reason I have to send it to you, do I need to send you pictures of all of those forms so you can verify that they all said yes?
Yeah, I mean, we would need to know, like, again, you need signature from the parent. So yes, it's
Okay.
like any kind of parent permission form we need to have. When they log in and do it, again, or you do it, we're assuming that you got that permission in writing. So, um, but yeah, so what when we get to the logging in, I'll try to see if I can
Yeah,
tell.
Jody, this is Elizabeth
Yeah,
Kopp. Um, for the members, yeah, when you go to a girl and you click
yes,
edit details, you
yeah,
can
yeah.
opt
You can,
into photo because I've done that for
yeah,
members.
yeah. Sometimes though, Elizabeth, we have a little more access than they do, so I just want to make sure that they actually can. Um, but yeah, in fact, if you want to try to log in, Lori, and look at your girls under your troop and see it says my profile to see if you're able to edit that field, you should be able to, as Elizabeth said. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, but you keep going. So role renewal is also very important for many reasons. So it informs councils how adults are participating in the troop, service unit, or with the council. It triggers new or renewed background checks, as background checks have to be renewed every 3 years. Active roles create access to other systems. So volunteer toolkit, finance tab, digital cookie, looker, activity trip permission approvals as well. So it's really important. And you can kind of see here on the screen what's active. There's not, you can see here that there's not of active background check. So it's in screening and there's a role. And the way you renew it, you just check the little box, the little black box. And when time for renew, you can do it after you renew your membership, during the time you renew your membership. So there's lots of options, but you want to make sure that you renew those roles because roles mean access. Any questions about that? Okay, I don't see. Okay, don't see it. Okay. All right, I'll keep going. Okay, so renewal starts April 1st through June 30th. And as Nikki stated, those girls that have earned the 36 pactors, we have to honor that. And we will be renewing them basically April 1st through April 30th. And in any adult troop leaders that are to be renewed. So as part of this was part of the response from the special national council session, how we were going to help with the membership increases. And as a response to that, that's part of why these are incentives for the girls. And so as part of that, we also made a commitment to renew at least 2 troop leaders and 2 product cell members. So there is a survey that has to be completed, so we know which ones have to be renewed. So this will go out. This has already been out there. We're sharing it. So, but we do need it by a certain date. We have in-service days that we will be working on the renewal processes, and those are it's going to be twice in April. It'll be ongoing, but there's specific days that we will be focusing on just the renewals. So it's really important to have those surveys and those reward assignments in eBuddy. And then just some other statements about, membership's not transferable, and the troop leaders must have held the current role in order to be renewed. So again, this is about renewal. This is not about a new. So if you don't have anybody to renew, that's fine. Just indicate that on the survey. Any questions about that? Don't see any questions in the chat. Okay. All right. So as of April 1st to April 30th, anyone who renews through that time, whether they pay for the renewal or we renew them for free, um, they will be eligible to claim a free t-shirt as of May 1st. The link will open up at 6 a.m. The t-shirts are limited to 600 and for girls and 300 for adult members. Any adult can claim a free t-shirt. So you don't have to be a troop co-leader. You don't have to have a special role. You get in there and you renew. I will say that by probably an hour and a half, all the t-shirts were claimed. So it opened up at 6 and by 7:30, they were all gone last year. So you'll want to get up early, just letting you know. In order to receive a t-shirt, you must be renewed for MY26. It will not let you move forward if they're not renewed. Any questions about that? And again, I'm going to give you a little demonstration, but I just want to make sure that that's really clear. So, Nikki, would you like to share, and I can go to the next slide, what we're going to be offering in addition to the free?
Yes, I'm very excited. Are you ready for the next slide?
Yep.
All right. So we heard from many of you each year as we go through this process and have these wonderful t-shirts that, you know, again, we have a limited, oh, I should put my headset back in. You'll lose me. That we have a limited number of the t-shirts that are available and that unfortunately they run out. And so not complete troops or leaders are able to get them. We heard you. And for this year, and I'm only going to say for this year only, because it will depend upon many things, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But for this year, we're going to have an opportunity that if you do not get one of the free t-shirts, so we're going to have, Jody, make sure I'm saying this right, 600 free for girls
Yep.
and 300 free for adults.
Correct.
If you do not get one of those 900 free, there will be an opportunity for you or other girls in your troop to purchase one of these same renewal t-shirts through the end of our renewal period. And I say through the end of our renewal period with a little bit of a caveat. That is going to be whichever comes first. Either we run out of the number of available or we hit the June 30th. But the youth t-shirt is going to be $20 and the adult will be $25. Again, we're going to say this is a 1-year option. We would love to offer this every year. It will depend upon which type of shirt we buy, what our vendor actually has available beyond the 900 that we are able to give away. And then we will know how many we have available. But we did hear very loud and clear that you all wanted an opportunity to purchase some of these. So we are trying very hard to make that happen. And we know that will happen at least this year.
Great. Thank you, Nikki. Any questions about that? All right. So just some important tips. If you didn't qualify for free membership through the product programs, you want to make sure that they log into their MyGS account and renew, because again, you cannot purchase or claim a free t-shirt without being renewed first. I think that's the biggest tip right there. So let me see if I can. Okay, so I'm going to do a little demo. So what I ask.
Jody, you did mention that they did have to be renewed before they can even purchase, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
it's for purchase or free. You have to be renewed. It will not let you move forward without it. So and I'm gonna try to demonstrate. Let's see here. So again, this is the link, so please do not try to get in there and play around. This is the real link. It will disqualify you if you try to get in there. I'm just doing this for renewal purposes or just demonstration purposes, so the link will shut down in just a few minutes. So please don't try to go in there. So just gonna say that real quick. So so if you have girls, and I'll just do one adult and one girl, and you want to log in and I'm gonna say, well, I don't have a girl in my account, but I'll show you at least me. So this one is an adult. So say I wanted to renew someone and give them a t-shirt from my troop or just me. So if it was just me or somebody in my household, I would pick my household. If it's for my troop, then I need to select the troop. And then I need to select who I'm giving the t-shirt to, like who am I getting the t-shirt for? And so then I select the little box. You have to select that little box. Then you select the size. Okay, so is it an adult large? I don't know. And then you have to also click the number. So those are the steps. You select whether it's your household or your troop, the person in your troop or the person in your household. You have to click the little box here that says renewal t-shirt, and then you click for the drop down what sizes that you need. You select that, and then you have to click. It will only let you click one. You're not going to be able to do one. If you try to add another, it's still not, it's not going to let you add anymore. So it's restricted. Then the last step is to click the credit card box and then put next participant, right? Now, I don't have a girl in my troop, so I would have to register a girl. So if someone's not registered, you're going to get this prompt that says purchase membership. And you're going to have to purchase that membership first, which is going to slow you down. That's why you want to make sure that they are able to be renewed already. So again, if you're trying to get a free t-shirt, you want that done ahead of time, right? So it's really simple though. You're going to click the little box, you're going to click the size. So now as a girl, you see I have more size options, right? So I have youth and adult. For youth, you see the youth smalls and all the way up to adult. We will have sizes up to adult 5X. There are limited sizes in the 3X, 4X, and 5X, so it's not as many as the smaller sizes, but there are plenty there. And again, you pick one. It's not going to let me move forward because again, I'd have to purchase a membership. But yeah, so, and then when I'm done, I go and review my cart. It tells me what I have in my cart and what I need to move forward. So I'm actually going to remove it. It's pretty simple process. It's just like, so I'll just show you, like if I wanted to get this t-shirt for Elizabeth and move forward, then I would hit submit. So that would be my last step, is that I would hit agree and hit submit, and then it would claim the t-shirt. So really pretty simple. Any questions about that? I'm gonna remove her from the cart. They'll let me. I've done it so many times today, it's probably confused. I'll have to come back and remove her. You'll see, so this is actually your shopping cart. So if you have something stuck in the cart, it will stay there. So it is only one per person. So if you go in to log in and looking at your troops, I'll go back. Let's see if I can go back. I don't know if it'll let me, because again, I've done it so many times. I have to start over. Let's go to edit. There we go. So if I wanted to go back and do it for somebody in my household or whatever, for say my daughter or whatever, if I had already selected her, she would be listed as inactive, right? So she would, or if there's not a membership. So you can see here for my husband, there's not a membership, so they're listed as inactive. So we're going to give y'all a step-by-step that it's going to go out with the email. So everything that I just covered, so don't feel like you got to write it all down. We are going to give you a step-by-step. And if I can, I'll actually create, like I did last year, a little demo link that you can go and test it out ahead of time so you can see what it looks like. But it's pretty simple. You just have to make sure you click the right boxes and select the right things, and make sure that you add that little number there. That's going to be key in order to make sure that it happens, and making sure that you can get them, done. So, any questions about that? It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. If you've ever registered in GS Events, so this is actually a GS Events link. It's not the membership, it's the GS Events link. And it's searchable. So, I think, let's see, from the household. So I have a fake girl in my household, Juliet Lowe. So going back to, I think, Lori's question, Lori, so I'm in my household, and here's where it says, so you can go under troops, right? She's not in my troops, so I have to go under household. It would be the same thing. So you go to household, or troops, and the girls in your troop, and you should be able to go in and select whatever school changes. And then the opt-ins are down at the bottom. So they're the bottom of their profiles. So does that help? Have you tried logging in to see if you could do it?
I logged in, but when I tried to check the boxes, it wouldn't let me. So I'll log out and try back in.
Okay. Okay. if it's a field, like you'll see some of these are fields, right? So, you should be able to like, um, but yeah, it should the box should check like this, and then you should be able to hit save. And then once you save, it should light up green in their troop. But again, she's not in my fake troop, so she's not going to show up. So
I cannot check any of those boxes down there.
okay, that's good to know. All right. Um, I'll look, Larry, I'll look at it and get back to you just to check to see if there's something that you should be able to do. So, again, I think sometimes we have more access than y'all, so that's why you may need to send those in if the parents won't do it. But we definitely will help you get it updated. That's as easy to do as you can see. All right, let's see here. Let me go back over here. We went through that. We did that. So again, this is, where we are as far as the membership dues for our annual dues. So for MY26, membership dues are 55 for girls and 30 for adults. During the renewal annual membership, you will see next year. So you want to select next year. We also have extended year membership available for those girls that are brand new to Girl Scouting. And at this time of the year, they can actually get a partial membership for this year and a full membership for next year all at once. And so they can choose that option. They can choose an annual membership or they can choose an extended year membership. The extended membership year for girls is $68 and the extended membership year for adults is $42. We are still offering free membership to new families and new troop co-leaders, but they must fill out the interest form so we can assist them with the free membership. And of course, lifetime membership is available for all of our alums and adults, our young alums. A regular lifetime membership is $400. A young alum life membership is $200, and any volunteer that has volunteered with us for 10 plus years can purchase it for $200. But I think it's up to the age of 36. Nikki, am I correct? Is that the limit? Is it 36? I think what you hit.
Younger mom?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. That's what I thought. Yeah. There is a limit. So, but hopefully that also helps kind of with what's coming up and again, why we are providing these rewards for girls. And okay, just again, steps, just renew for 2026, log into your account. You'll be able to click on it and select, and it says decal. We did not do the decals this year. I thought I took that off, but you want to make sure that you select those credit cards, those little check boxes that I showed you. And again, we'll put a more in-depth step-by-step when we send this out. And then I'm gonna now turn it over to product program. Unless y'all have questions for me. Any questions? All right, great. All right, turning this over to you, Sandy. Sandy muted?
So I apologize. So sorry. My my cat downstairs was yowling all of a sudden, and I had to go check it out. He was really just looking through the patio door at a critter in the yard on his territory, which he wasn't happy about. So sorry. I didn't want you to have to listen to that. Okay. So thank you all so much for all the help, support, the girls, especially the girls, and everybody else is very important too. But I know a lot of times we don't get to thank the girls, so please pass it on from us that we are so grateful for all the effort they've put in. We know it's been a tough year with weather and sickness, and everybody's so busy. But we know that everybody's really been giving it 100 plus, the volunteers, the parents, and the girls. So right now we're at a total to date of 2,799,000. Let's say 800. It's close enough. And then we are actually 3% over last year's total sales. So that's awesome. We're at 87% of the total budget, and we're still working on it. So hopefully we can narrow that margin a little bit more. Our digital sales are the highest ever we've had, 985,000. That's 26% over last year to date. and that is included in the total sales amount. More girls have embraced not only the e-commerce channel of reaching out to their customers, but also utilizing the option to process credit card transactions at the booths or with their in-person sales. And it's no cost to the troop to utilize that tool. So it's a multi-channel way of taking care of their customers that they're learning at the same time. Hopefully, it's much more helpful to the parents and volunteers and the girls to utilize that tool. Um, Gift of caring is still down a little bit compared to last year, but we're hoping that will also narrow with what we have going on. I'll mention in a minute that we announced about 10 days ago a new shipping promotion. Uh, it's actually increasing the donated sales because people are going in to take the advantage of that new discount and then also opting in to donate some cookies. The troops participating this year to date, and keep in mind some of these, not only the sales numbers, but also the stats on the troops and the girls is not final yet. We know some of you on the call, as well as many out there, are key punching, pretty much entering data every night right now, probably, to get those cookies allocated to the girls in the troop. And then once all that is complete, that changes these statistics. So right now, we're showing 183 troops participating out of our registered troops in the cookie program, and 95%, that's 95% compared to last year's total. So probably once the key punching is done, we will actually be over 100% compared to last year. Girls, we're at 16, which is 72% of our registered girls, and that's at 91% of last year. So that's going to definitely increase. We don't um, usually our average is in the 80s, and so I don't think we will have any problem reaching that number because we've seen a lot of activity. It's just, and again, it's a matter of getting those cookies allocated in the system before the system registers the fact that that girl's actually participating. We know that many of the troops are still active. We've had several special promotions in March, particularly after we had a third of our service unit cookie teams reach out to us asking, would we extend the sale? I know I promised a lot of people in October, November during training sessions that we were going to do our best to not extend the in-person part of the sale, to end it earlier. But then after we got so many requests that we don't usually receive, and most of the reasons given were, people were just late getting started because of the weather or illness, and then some had more leftover cookies than they thought they could get rid of in the first 2 weeks of March, which we don't want anyone to be left with cookies left over unless it's just a few packages to put in your freezer. So we felt like we really needed to make that available, and many, many, many of you have embraced that. We really appreciate that. The cookie allocations, as well as the reward submissions and payments date, I've changed from April 4th to April 7th to give a little bit longer and since we extended the sale. So hopefully everybody will reach that, which that really impacts when we can get the rewards back for the girls, the ones that opted in. And of course, even if they opted out, they do earn patches. So we hope that everybody's going to be able to meet that date. Next slide, please. So the shipping promotion is going to go through March 31st, which is buy 5 boxes up to 12 and pay only a flat fee for shipping of $5.99. Originally, our discount that we started in mid-February was buy a minimum of 5 packages and get a $5 discount no matter how many packages you bought. This is, of course, a much better deal. We're hoping that people will continue to use this option up through the end of March. So please share that out with your family and friends, particularly if they're not local, and encourage them to take advantage. $5.99 for shipping anything this day is not that bad. So we hope people will embrace that. Again, thank you all. We really appreciate everything. We know that it's a lot of work for everyone involved. And I did just want to touch base very, very briefly on the question about the free membership. We realize that things do change in the family dynamic. The girl may move to another council. The good news is they would be able to transfer that free membership they earned. We also know that girls change their mind. Um, well, all of us do at times, but a younger girl might change her mind. And let's hope that if she had a good Girl Scout experience this year, by the time that she's ready to start the next troop year, she'll rethink it and then she'll want to continue. And she's already earned that membership. So hopefully, that we're going to have the majority of the girls that earned it are going to continue to utilize that and continue their Girl Scout experience. Next slide, please.
Okay. Sandy, there was also a question Lori posted. I just want to make sure you got it. I just reposted it. I think everybody, I don't know if it's just.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Digital Cookie will shut down on March 31st. So you would want to do as much as you can up through March 31st. The reason that we cannot leave it open for credit card processing only is it can't handle that. It would be open to all customers. So basically the sale would just go on and on and on. And so you probably want to have, if you're going to have a booth or anything past March 31st, send me an email to productsale@gsvsc.org. We can talk about any possible other options for you to handle it. And plus, I do need to know that because you can't put booze in the system any longer after March 31st. And we keep a log of the booze and where they are for several reasons. One being we do get calls from customers wanting to know how to reach girls, and we can share that out. Next slide, please. So we've begun the planning already for the FY26. Mainly it's information gathering at this point. And then of course, once the sale wraps up, then we'll have a lot of statistics to analyze and data to use. And then we'll also be reaching out for some input from everyone as well. The theme for the product program for fall, for both programs is Brace Fierce Fun. And the mascot for the fall is the grizzly bear. The one for the cookies has not been officially announced yet. The Skyline Shop note here is we will have a shop at the annual meeting if you're coming. If you do need troop basic needs, please send me an email before the meeting so that I can pull those orders before you come. And then you'll have time to shop more with a lot of the bargains that we're going to have. So it'll hopefully be an opportunity that people have not had for quite a while to be able to shop a reasonably sized space with some great deals. Beth Rains and her group invited us to Mall Madness in Harrisonburg in March, and we had a great mobile event there for, I believe it was almost 400 girls. So that was awesome. Let's see. I see Kristen's, let's see, is the 3,000 case reorder goal that was set. I didn't see the end of it, but anyway, I'm guessing you're asking if we've met it yet. Actually, an email is either going out tonight or tomorrow with the statistics. We are right now at 93% of that goal. So we are still very close, but I also know there's quite a few people still active. So, all right.
Hey, Sandy, can I take a
Yes.
moment? I
Sure.
just wanted, this is Nikki. I was just going to say to everyone that I wanted to wait till you were done, but I was going to thank everyone for accepting the challenge. And just so you know, I know you sent that in the chat there, Kristen, but what we want to do is I'm going to send out a message on social media to thank everyone. We are really, really, really close, but let me say something. I have been so impressed with the response that has come from this council when we said, this is where we are, we're really close. So please know, we are working on finalizing those numbers. A big thank you coming to everyone and a lot of opportunities to thank you all in person when we can. very soon. So thank you.
Thank you, Nick. So, did that answer your question, Kristen? Because I'm sorry, I didn't see but half of the chat. Um, let's see. Let me pull the chat up.
She said is the 3,000 case reorder goal that was set several weeks ago close to being met? That was,
Oh, okay. So we're good. Okay,
yeah.
great.
Mhm.
All right. So, and the email also will have some other, okay, great, thank you. So, we'll also have some other information to share out about cookies. We actually have one last promotion that includes all of the effort in March to date, and then the wrap up. And then, so you may have already basically earned what the new promotion is about. You may not have to do anything new other than transferring your cookies to the girls. So once you see that, if you have any questions, just reach out. I'll be sending out also a couple of emails in the next couple of days through eBuddy, to everyone with tip sheets and reminders and suggestions on how to wrap it up. We do have quite a few new people in the troop role. And so I understand that it can be a challenge to finalize everything after all the hard work. Then you still got the paperwork to do. So please reach out to me if I can be helpful. Anybody have any questions? All right. Thank you so much.
Right. And I'll just kind of run through real quick. We just have some adventure programs that we'd like to share that are happening. Basically, it started back in January. They have the new vitamin in patch that goes all year long. There's the trip to London and Paris, Stamp, Not Create, Falconry Experience, Discover Scuba, Color My World, Ishimani Throw and Bow, Roanoke, High Knoll, Camp Adventure. So a lot of fun coming up. And we have summer camps, obviously. Our registrations are already open. There you can find it from our website. If your girls haven't registered for summer camp, make sure you do. Plenty of spots available. And then we have some save the dates for our program, coding robotics, Girl Scout Love States Parks. We're really trying to hit more parks this year. So if you'd like to volunteer to help, we'll be posting a link through the Girl Scout Connection and in the service unit talking points. There's going to be the environmental science camporee that was happening this fall. The Future Voter Series is happening again. Girls and Ghouls, Spellbound Spectacular, and the Nutcracker, just to name a few. So a lot of fun events that the girls look forward to. We also have some others coming up that will be added and scattered throughout. But this basically, we're about at the end. So if there's any other questions or sharing, please unmute. Please ask your questions. Anyone have a question? I know we try to answer them as long, but share what anything other, like, how did you celebrate Girl Scout Week?
Hey,
Barbara,
Jody, this is Barbara.
Sure.
I have the bee patch, bicycling, boating, backpacking, Barbara, and we're talking about we're repurposing it because it didn't come in till February 28th. So we're not able to use it to encourage booth sales and cookie sales. So we repurposed it for groups that are doing outdoor projects or camporees or service unit meetings, and it's an earned patch, not a free patch, but you don't have to pay for it except by participating. And I will come and I will ask them if they've been bicycling, if they've been boating, if they've been backpacking, and then how they want to become, where do they want to belong, and what they believe. And these are all Girl Scout answers. I don't want to tell the answers because I don't want anybody to have an advantage. And then become, belong, believe, and build what they want to build. So if anybody has a group that's meeting and wants to receive a bee patch, let me know. And if I'm available, I'll come and join your group and have them earn a bee patch.
Jody, you're still muted.
Yeah, I'm unmuting. So I just had a question about the CM. We are trying to find someone who's a good fit and willing to do the work and the position. So we need to find the right fit. We just can't, it's gotta be willing to be a good fit for them too. So as soon as we can find someone, we will hire them. So hopefully that answers the question.
Hi, Jody. This is Hannah. Hannah
Hey,
Cohen
Anna.
from Program Coordinator. I wanted to share that we had our first virtual Hearts and Art event
Yay.
last week for celebrating Girl Scout week, and we had a lot of fun. We had girls from all over, not just our council, but we had some girls from Florida, and Katie and Whitney were also helping put on that program, and we had girls from Tennessee as well. And we're putting together a digital quilt of everyone's felt quilt pieces, and I'm so excited. I'm blown away by the creativity. And we all talked about our favorite memories of being a Girl Scout. And even for some of these girls who are, brownies and daisies and, juniors and cadets, they already had some really great memories. And one of the girls asked me what my favorite memory was. So that was very nice of her. But yeah, that's just some of the exciting, fun things that we're doing here at the program team. And it's always just a fun time to craft and create and talk about Girl Scouts.
That's awesome, Hannah. I'm glad it went so well. Anybody else want to share what they did for Girl Scout Week? Or anything else you'd like to share?
I can share, Jody. Our troop has established pen pals with a troop up in Rhode Island for a mom that I know, through my sister. And they have a troop of mainly daisies and brownies, where ours is daisies, brownies, juniors, and cadets. So we've been sending cards back and forth, and our troop had never learned about swaps. And the three of us leaders just took over the troop, so we're kind of picking up where pieces were left. And so we introduced our girls to swaps, and they didn't know that we got our first package on this week, and we opened it for the girls from the other troop, and they sent us toasties and their first swaps, which they made little panda pins for us. And they all wrote little letters to us, and we had already sent them stuff too. So it was nice to establish that first round of pen pal writing. And then also, our girls donated and assembled birthday kits to donate to the local food bank on behalf of Girl Scouts' 113th birthday, where they brought, the cakes and the frosting and sprinkles and a can of Sprite instead of eggs and oil. You can make that and put it all in the pan and decorated the lid of the pan. And we're going to package those up and drop them off and get a tour of the local food bank here soon.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That y'all have been busy, right? And all during cookie time. That's a lot. That's
Yes,
amazing. That's
we're a little
amazing.
tired.
Yeah, but that's amazing. What a great, amazing experience that you have provided for those girls. So that is awesome. Kudos to you and your troop. So that's awesome. That's really cool. Anybody else like to share? We have a few more minutes, and otherwise we'll let you go. So hopefully you're excited about the new t-shirts and all the things that are coming up this year. Summer camp. We're all getting ready for summer camp.
What's
Bonnie,
happening at the annual meeting?
well, council business, I hope. So I'm not the SME on the annual meeting. I just help with setup. So I help with sound and setup. So I think Nikki accidentally got kicked off. We're trying to get her back in. And so she might be able to answer that question, Barbara. We're trying to get her back in. She got knocked off. I think she's having connection issues. So, but we'll normal council business.
I'm back, Jody.
Okay,
I'm
great.
back, Jody. Is there a
Thank you.
question?
Yeah, Barbara just had a question about what's happening at the annual meeting. So
What was the question? What does she mean? What's happening?
that was just her question. What's happening at the annual meeting?
Well,
I
the
said-
annual meeting is a meeting of the board.
Right.
So what happens is the normal annual meeting that happens, where we vote in a full slate, that comes from the board. We are going to have a speaker, Linda Foreman, who's going to talk about governance. There is also, for the first time since I've been here, something else on the agenda, which is going to be discussion of the bylaws changes.
Yes, and I had a lot of good discussions at the open council dialogues about, some bylaw changes. So that's really exciting about the changes that might be coming out.
It is. And let me say, Linda Foreman, who is a national volunteer, she's a national volunteer with the GSUSA. She is so excited about the work that we're doing in our council. And she is really happy that what she said to me was, listen, it is all about representation and making sure that you have representation throughout your council. How you get there is really just the mechanism, but making sure that you hear from the people and the membership in your council is what's most important. So she is really excited about what we've done. I've sent her all of our slides about all the work the membership voice has done. So it's going to be a really great annual meeting.
Hey, Nikki, if people haven't registered yet, can they still come?
Registration closed on the 17th was the close of registration.
So that's a no.
They can attempt. Here's the thing, Barbara, we have to set up tables. We've had to order tables. We have things that come in from Lee Hartman and Sons. So all of that had to be ordered. The 17th was really pushing it for them. So to add another 20 or 30 people really changes all of that. And I don't know that we can accommodate them. So if someone is interested in registering at this point, they would need to reach out to but we did have the registration open for at least 2 months to make sure that people could get in.
That's exciting that we have open registration for the annual meeting, and people, the membership, the voices of the volunteers I think are encouraged to come. So if they haven't registered, I regret that, but look forward to them attending next year.
Yeah, and let me say something, Barbara. We have over 110 people registered, so we're really excited about the representation that's coming. We think it's going to be great.
Me too.
Yeah, and Shanna, we see your note that you're unable to attend. Sorry, we're gonna miss you.
I know. I hate to miss it. I was trying my best to to work it out, but somebody else in our office resigned.
Oh no,
we're already short staffed.
Right.
So
We understand
yeah,
we'll miss you, Shannon. We'll miss you.
I know. I was looking forward to it.
It's a great time to network and meet again all old Girl Scout friends.
It is. It really is.
But there, like Nikki said, there's always next year. We will have it again next year. So we'll be happy to see you next year too. So that's great. So
absolutely. And if something changes last minute,
let us
know.
Yeah, because we have you down. Awesome, sweet. Okay, well, anyone else have a question or like to share? Otherwise, we can in the meeting. Looks like we got another message.
I do just want to. It was thank you, and I just want to make sure I'll say thank you to all of you again.
Yes.
I want to make sure. So I am on the board for the local office on aging, and we had our annual meeting today as a board, and this.
Oh, she got muted.
And I said to, sorry, I said to the CEO there said, listen, what we cannot do anything that we do without all of you. And I kind of giggled and I said to him, I said, I feel the same way. Like everything that we do in our council is only done because of the volunteers and because of the work and the commitment that you all have. So I can never say thank you enough, but I never want to miss an opportunity to say thank you for all that you do. And I do hope that you all will come out in April and join me for one of our Brew With You events so I can buy you a cup of coffee or drink and say thank you for all that you've done.
Absolutely. Hope to see you there. We'll be sending out the opportunity to RSVP and sign up for that once the dates and locations are solidified. So be looking in the Girl Scout Connection and on the event calendar. So that'll be out there. So you'll see where Nikki is. It's kind of like, following her all the way over the council, right? The other thing I wanted to say too, real quick about the t-shirts is that once the free are all been claimed. We'll post that out on social media. We will shut down the registration temporarily just so we can make the adjustment and switch it over so people can then purchase them. So it will be kind of shut down either overnight or temporarily, but as soon as it back open, we'll get that back out there through social media. So it's a quick turnaround, quick as possible. So hopefully y'all are excited as we are. We look forward to packing up all the many t-shirts and shipping those out. So make sure you look at your address and make sure your mailing address is correct, because we don't want it to go to the wrong address. We want to make sure that you get those t-shirts. Y'all worked hard, and we see y'all all over the council wearing them, so we know it's a big deal. So we love them too. So all right. Cool. Looking forward to it. All right. Well, Nikki, unless you have anything else, I think we can end it. I think that's all we had to cover for this evening.
Thank you all. Have such a great night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.